There are conditions in some places of the world that defy our ability to understand. There was just such a situation in Mexico.
There were children of all ages, orphaned and living on the street. They lived in the garbage dumps and would scrounge food from wherever they could find it.
These kids had no place to live, no one to care for them, and no hope for the future, until they became Charla's children. A nondescript industrial unit in San Clemente, California is the modest home of the Foundation for His Ministry, an organization with a surprising beginning, founded by Charles and Charla Perot. In 1961, responding to a request for donations, Charles and Charla Perot donated some money to a missionary down in Mexico. What followed that donation came as a major surprise to the Perots and changed their lives and the lives of thousands of children forever.
We received the strangest letter we've ever received, thanking us for the donation, and then in the next paragraph asking us whether we would consider adopting a little Zapotec Indian baby from Oaxaca yet to be born. 3 months later, on November 9th, 1961, we cradled a little raven-haired baby in our arms. And then, of course, as our love for this little baby grew, concern for our neighbors south of the border began to develop. Then somebody called my husband and asked if he would take a load of clothes to an orphanage across the border into Tijuana. And then we finally came to this old building overlooking one of the Tijuana garbage dumps. It was a housing for 90 abandoned children, and I began to weep because the children in that place looked like my little boy at home. It was another world right at our back door in Southern California. And then on a strange journey down into the Baja Peninsula, we came onto old adobe ruins built in the 20s.
Those ruins became the catalyst for change. With her love for the people as large as it was genuine, Charla had an idea.
God gave us a vision of what He wanted on this 72 acres of level land next to the Pacific, in a country where there's no provision made for orphaned or disabled or aged. And we could revamp these old adobe ruins and bring the little ones in.
Armed with her good intentions and her faith in God, Charla went to work. She worked as hard as she could, and the things she couldn't do for herself, she expected God to do for her. In ways she calls miraculous, money and labor were made available. And on the wings of Charles and Charla's faith, a true miracle began to take shape.
The land was purchased, and we began to rebuild the old buildings and bring the little ones in from the streets.
With 3 orphanages in operation and a home for college students, what started small has become a blessing to thousands. Besides housing, the properties host orchards, schools, hospitals, chapels, and even a television station. Children raised and schooled at the orphanages have gone on to become doctors, to learn trades, or go into business. Some of them have returned and now give their time and talents to the organization that saved them from death in the streets. Now, over 30 years later, with many self-sustaining operations in Mexico, Charla could relax and be happy with the success she's had, but there is always more to be done.
We're here in this earth a short time. We're just passing through, and we have the responsibility to make this world a better place. I think that's it.